What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one, we go over Michigan set to host a couple transfer portal and top 2026 targets for visits this weekend. Also, Michigan pursuing the five-star current Ohio State wide receiver commit Chris Henry Jr. as Sherrone Moore and company did make an in-home visit with him. We go over whether or not Michigan has a chance there, plus the coaching staff has been out on the road visiting multiple top 2026 targets, including the #1 offensive tackle in the class. Also, defensive back coach Lamar Morgan visiting top recruits committed elsewhere. Also, Michigan visited the five-star quarterback Ryder Lyons. Also give the latest on 2027 quarterback Tare Taylor and his decision timeline. And also a couple of Michigan players, edge Josaiah Stewart and running back Donovan impressing in Senior Bowl practices. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so we got a lot of recruiting news to talk about, but let's first start with some portal targets and recruits set to visit Michigan this weekend. First of all, we've already talked about the Notre Dame transfer offensive lineman Pat Coogan. He will be visiting Michigan this weekend. Indiana is also set to host him on a visit, so that's a big portal target visiting Michigan this weekend. And then also Michigan will be trying to get Rocco Spindler, the other Notre Dame transfer offensive lineman, on campus for a visit this weekend. He visited Nebraska on Tuesday. He also is set to visit Pittsburgh, but if he doesn't commit, Michigan will have a chance to get him on campus for a visit. And Michigan's also set to host a couple of recruits here in the 2026 class. First one is the 2026 four-star wide receiver Travis Johnson. He will be set to take a visit to Michigan this weekend. Comes from the state of Virginia, a 6'3", 165-pound wide receiver. The coaching staff has been going after him hard, visited him for an in-home visit before, and this will be his second visit to Michigan. And then also Michigan is set to host the 2026 four-star defensive lineman Jermaine Kinsler from the state of New Jersey, 6'7", 260 pounds, and is ranked 146 nationally on 24/7 Sports rankings. And Michigan's also hosting his teammate Jordan Thomas, the 2026 four-star cornerback. They are both going to be on campus for a visit in Ann Arbor this weekend, and both the coaching staff has seen both of them for in-home visits as well. So a couple of weekend visits here for Michigan football, both from the transfer portal and 2026 recruits. And now I wanted to talk about Michigan's pursuit of the 2026 five-star current Ohio State wide receiver commit Chris Henry Jr. Goes to Mater Dei High School in the state of California, ranked 6th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings as the #1 wide receiver in the 2026 class. And according to E.G. Holland of the Wolverine, head coach Sherrone Moore and the coaching staff were on the West Coast and did stop by at the national powerhouse Mater Dei, and they did see the five-star wide receiver Chris Henry Jr. He's been committed to Ohio State since July of 2023, but he has continued to take other visits and expressed interest in other programs, including others like Oregon, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and others. And obviously Michigan, with their new NIL approach, they could potentially have a shot at pursuing Chris Henry Jr. Now, Sherrone Moore and other staff members recently followed Henry on social media, and obviously, Michigan took a won't be outbid approach with Bryce Underwood. They also got in the mix with Ty Haywood with an NIL push, and they could do the same with Chris Henry Jr., which would be a huge win over Ohio State on the recruiting trail. So it could be a long shot, but if we were talking about this, a couple of years ago, obviously probably wouldn't have mattered because Michigan really wasn't doing much with NIL on the recruiting trail. But now that they are playing the NIL game, they could potentially sway Chris Henry Jr. away from Ohio State, as he's obviously keeping his options open, visiting other schools and expressing interest in other programs. So there is a potential shot there, but also Michigan is going after, the four-star 2026 edge Sean Scott, also from Mater Dei. Michigan is a top school there, along with Ohio State, Oklahoma, Penn State, USC, and others. Now, Michigan and, head coach Sherrod Moore, the coaching staff, like we've talked about, has been all over the country. I mean, they are, one day in another state, next day in another state across the country. They are just putting in the work right now. And offensive line coach Grant Newsome was in Missouri yesterday to see the number one ranked recruit nationally, number one offensive tackle, according to 24/7 Sports Composite Rankings, Jackson Cantwell, who is a big-time target for Michigan, a 6'8", 300-plus pound offensive lineman. And also, Sherrod Moore and Grant Newsome were out in Hawaii to see Malachi Lee, I should say, from the state of Hawaii, a 6'6", 318-pound offensive tackle, rated as a 4-star, 131st nationally on 24/7 Sports Composite Rankings. And Michigan does have a crystal ball prediction put in already from Steve Lorenz. That was put in back in October, though. They visited him a couple days ago. And is it too early to start talking about flip season here in the 2026 class? Well, Michigan is working on a couple flip targets here. First one I wanted to talk about is Shavar Young, who is a Clemson cornerback commit, a 4-star from the state of Tennessee, has been committed to Clemson since August. And defensive backs coach Lamar Morgan did go and visited him at his basketball game. And also, according to E.G. Holland of the Wolverine, he also went and visited the 2026 4-star Notre Dame cornerback commit Chasten Smith, who recently committed to Notre Dame last month. But Lamar Morgan also made an in-home visit with him. Also, a little connection there is that Chasten Smith was teammates on a 7v7 team with current Michigan 2025 signee Eli Owens, both from the state of Tennessee, so there is a connection there. And also wanted to talk about head coach Sherrod Moore. The coaching staff stopped by to see the 2026 4-star edge Carter Meadows from Washington, D.C. at Gonzaga College High School, which is also where Kainoa Winston went to school. They stopped by at his basketball game a few days ago. He is a 4-star edge ranked 209th nationally on 24/7 Sports Composite Rankings, but ranked 47th nationally on 24/7 Sports Rankings, a 6'6", 215-pound edge. Both Sherrod Moore and Sean McGee made it to his basketball game. And also, while the Michigan coaching staff and Sherrod Moore were out in California on the West Coast, they also stopped to see and watch the 2026 5-star quarterback Ryder Lyons, which we have talked about on this channel. Michigan is going after him. According to Brace Merritt of the Michigan Insider, said that Ryder and his circle were pleasantly surprised but overly happy that Michigan not only came out to see him throw, but most of the staff was there as well. They also appeared to really like Chip Lindsey, said he was, down to earth, a very relatable guy. Also liked his resume. And again, Ryder Lyons is set to take a 1-year mission, so he's technically viewed as a 2027 recruit, even though he's in the 2026 class. He won't arrive on campus until the 2027 season. But Ryder Lyons isn't the only, elite quarterback they're going after. Michigan's also going after the 2027 elite quarterback Tare Taylor, and he has been visiting Michigan, tons of times already. Visiting Michigan. Now, Tare Taylor did tell Ethan McDowell of On3 that he does want to make a decision either this summer or by this year's December. And speaking on Michigan, he said they stand really high. They do a good job and stay in contact with me, getting me on the phone as much as possible when they can. Coach Lindsey came to see me at my school to watch me throw, and it shows that they are really interested and they are staying in contact. He did say that Michigan is one of the schools that is in contact the most with him. So that's the latest there on to Michigan's major priority quarterback targets in the 2026 and 2027 class. And also wanted to talk about the Senior Bowl for a couple Michigan players, as both edge Josaiah Stewart, running back Donovan Edwards have been impressing so far. Especially Josaiah Stewart has been generating a lot of buzz this week, and Stewart was listed by Chicago Bears writer Lauren Cox as one of 4 players who have impressed this week, stating another undersized prospect with great speed. Stewart was explosive off the edge in one-on-one drills, and multiple offensive tackles had trouble trouble staying in front of him. He's not just a speed guy though, he has strong hands that can fight through the grip of blockers trying to slow him down, and if he can keep performing like this at practice, teams won't have any questions about his size. And also Donovan Edwards has been impressing as he has been absolutely crushing linebackers and has proven that he is a very explosive pass catcher. He also even broke some ankles at the Senior Bowl practices. Obviously Edwards wasn't not only known for just his running but also his catching ability, and I think Michigan really, definitely could have used him more in the passing game. But I tell you what, if an NFL team takes a chance on Donovan Edwards, I don't think that they will be upset about taking a chance on him, because he can be a very, very good pass catching running back out of the backfield. So I'm sure some team is going to take a chance on him, and it's one thing that Donovan Edwards has a great chance to do in the NFL is be a great pass catching running back. Can even put him out in the slot, and could be a good slot receiver at times. But with that, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.